Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to dive deeper into for loops in Python. For loops are a basic tool in Python that allow us to repeat actions over sequences like lists, tuples, strings, arrays, and more. Let's start with a basic example of a for loop. Imagine you have a basket of fruits which includes an apple, a banana, and a mango. Now, you want to take out each fruit one by one and say its name out loud. In Python, you can do this using a for loop. Here's how. You start by saying for each fruit in the basket of fruits. Then you say print the name of the fruit. When you run this code, it will print apple, banana, mango. The general way to use a for loop is you say for each item in a sequence. Then you do something with that item. Here, item can be any name we want to give to the items in our sequence. And sequence can be any group of items we can go through one by one, like a list, string, tuple, dictionary, etc. Now let's look at how for loops actually work in Python. For loops use something called iterators to loop over the given sequence. An iterator is like a conveyor belt that brings us one item at a time from our sequence. When we call iter on our list, it gives us an iterator for that list. Internally, the for loop is doing something like this. It first gets the conveyor belt from our sequence. Then it keeps calling next to get each item and stops when there are no more items left. This is handled automatically. When we use a for loop, it manages the conveyor belt for us. Now back to our basket of fruits example earlier. How would we say the position of each fruit as we go through them? We can use the range function. We start by saying for each position in the range of the length of fruits. Then we say print the position and the fruit at that position. This will print 0 apple, 1 banana, 2 mango. Here, range generates the positions 0 through length 1. We use these positions to get each fruit from the list. Using range is very common when we need to go through positions rather than just the items themselves. There are a few ways we can make this range technique even better. We can use enumerate to get positions and values together. We can loop backwards by passing a negative step. We can loop over a slice to change the list. These are just some examples of how range can be useful with for loops. Now let's look at how we can go through two lists together using zip. Imagine you have two lists, one with names and another with ages. You want to print each name with its corresponding age. The zip function pairs up items from two lists element-wise, allowing us to go through them together. Moving on, let's look at some different ways we can customize and optimize our for loops. I hope this makes it easier for you. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to explain.